What's going on, everybody? Victor here with yet another brand new video. And on the eve of this Thursday morning, the UFC has received some devastating news, but who really cares at this point? This is some amazing news, man. Some amazing news that we just received from all different types of sports media outlets all around the world. Jorge Masvidal has just recently pulled out of his fight against Leon Edwards, which means a whole plethora of UFC welterweights have been putting their names inside of the hat in order to fight Leon Edwards on UFC's last pay-per-view card of the year. You got guys such as Gilbert Burns and Vicente Luque putting their names in the hat. And to be honest, as much as I'd love Leon Edwards to fight those guys, there's another individual out there that's more than ready to go. That was supposed to fight Leon Edwards a long time ago, but had to pull out because of COVID reasons. There's an individual that's already ready to fight him. He just fought a couple of weeks ago. I'm talking about Khamzat Chimaev. He's ready to go. UFC, insert Khamzat into the picture. It's time to let this man loose. It's time to give him his title opportunity after he fights Leon Edwards, if he wins or not. You guys want to know if Khamzat's ready or not? Let's make the fight happen. I know it was supposed to go down 2 times in a row. It didn't happen because of COVID reasons, because of visa issues with Leon Edwards trying to get out of England during the height of the pandemic, but it's time to make the fight happen. Jorge Masvidal, it was an attractive matchup between him and Leon Edwards because of the history, but the 3-piece and the soda happened about 2 to 3 years ago. That whole entire intensity, that whole flavor that would have been brought to the matchup, it just continually died down as the potential fight between the both opponents kept on being delayed and delayed and delayed. Jorge obviously had his 2 title shots against Kamaru Usman, while Leon had to wait on the sidelines in England trying to get out of the country. He did have his fight against Bilal Muhammad. There was that accidental eye poke that happened in the second round that stopped the fight. Came back, fought Nate Diaz. He got pieced up with the Stockton slap during the last final seconds of the fight and almost got finished. And now here's a point to prove to the UFC that those final seconds of the fight was a fluke. He was dominating the whole entire fight, and he wants to fight on this Vegas card in December. This is going to be his last fight of the year. He doesn't want to wait until 2022 to fight anyone. He wants to go. Khamzat Chimaev wants to go. These guys were supposed to fight each other. Both these individuals are they're two full-rounded, complete mixed martial artists. They don't really have any weak links between the both of them. Both of them have power. Both of them can strike. Both of them can wrestle. Obviously, Khamzat can wrestle a whole lot better than Leon Edwards can. And I want to see what happens if it gets to the floor. Khamzat has not faced an opponent in the top 10 of the UFC. Nonetheless, an opponent that's in the top 5, top 3, such as Leon Edwards. This is going to be, if this does happen, and I believe Dana White is looking at this with money signs in his eyes. He wants to bring Khamzat back to the U.S. He wants to give Khamzat another opportunity to fight Leon Edwards because that fight didn't happen. And let's be honest, Leon Edwards isn't as much as an international star as much as Khamzat Chimaev is. I remember when Leon Edwards fought Gunnar Nelson in the UK, more fans were cheering for Gunnar Nelson than they were for Leon Edwards. And Leon Edwards was fighting in his home country, basically. That was in his battlegrounds right there, in his hometown, nonetheless, or close to the hometown where he grew up. Obviously, Leon Edwards is a Jamaican-born British fighter, but to be able to grow up in England and have someone from another country, from Iceland, such as Gunnar Nelson, come in and have more fans cheer for him than you, then that's the problem when it comes to the international flair that you bring to the table. Khamzat has more than 1+ million followers on Instagram, and probably more than 200 million, more than 2 million when it comes to all of his social media outlets that he has. I don't know if he has Snapchat or Twitter or whatever other media outlets that you can possibly have in this world in this given day and age. But we got to make the fight happen. And if you ask me, who's the favorite coming into this fight? I believe it's going to be Leon Edwards because he is ranked in the top 3 in the UFC, and he has faced the best of the best in the division, and he has continued to prove people wrong again and again and again. Khamzat has not faced anyone in the top 5, in the top 10, so I believe he will come in there as the underdog. But majority of us already know that he's going to go in there as the favorite because he's been riding such a high momentum. He disposed of Li Jingliang in an amazing fashion over in Abu Dhabi, and I believe he's going to continue to bring that momentum in if the UFC makes that fight. And I believe this is the biggest fight that the UFC can be able to make. That card that they have in December with Oliveira and Poirier headlining is already stacked as it is. You drop out Jorge Masvidal, who basically is a star, but his star power has been dropping little by little since those losses against Kamaru Usman. Bring in another potential star and Khamzat Chimaev, and you're going to get more ratings, you're going to get more views, you're going to get more people that are obviously gravitated towards this card, especially the whole Russian audience that you have in the country of Russia. Russia loves Khamzat Chimaev, but they don't love Khamzat Chimaev as much as Sweden does. Sweden mixed martial arts needs this fight to happen so they can put another star in the championship conversation ever since Alexander Gustafsson. And I believe this is the fight that's going to happen. UFC is going to make this happen no matter what. They're going to make it happen as fast as possible. Vicente and Gilbert Burns, obviously, they're very attractive and appealing matchups for Leon Edwards. But it's the fight with Khamzat Chimaev, the fight that dropped off plenty of times, that needs to happen. And I believe this is going to be a back and forth fight, and I believe that this fight will possibly go down in the finish, but there's a great possibility that it's going to be ending in a decision. I believe it's going to be a grueling fight between the both of them, but I believe that Khamzat Chimaev is going to have Leon Edwards on the ground, and Leon's going to fight tooth and nail and give every single inch of power to be able to get back to the floor, but it's not going to be easy. I believe the wrestling is going to get it done, and I believe that Khamzat Chimaev will be able to edge out a win via decision, and a unanimous decision, because of the wrestling factor. And if he does want to stay on the feet with Leon Edwards, it's going to be interesting. I believe both these individuals are a very good matchup for one another on the feet, and I believe that they're also very much equal on the feet as well. But this fight has not been finalized. This fight has not been announced. I'm just making this video because I believe this fight will be announced very, very soon, most likely by the end of today or by the end of the week itself. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys continue to follow along, and hopefully this matchup gets made. If not, then it is what it is. We'll get Khamzat in there as fast as possible, and Leon Edwards is most likely going to have another opponent in the very near future as well, because I don't believe he wants to continue to hold out for another fight. He wants to fight before the end of the year instead of 2022, so he can stay as fresh as possible. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video once again. Stay blessed, stay safe during this pandemic, and I'll see you guys soon.